with the intention, you're shooting out this fire energy, this laser of heat to light this jade furnace, and it's going around the world, and it's hitting you in the back because she is limitless. It'll go through houses, it'll go through mountains, it'll unify with mountains and go through mountains. It'll go through seas and lakes, and if the world is round, it's gonna hit you in the back. And so
you gather all kinds of crap.
oh yeah, you're taking a world of chi and you're putting it right here. So that's what we're doing. Once we establish that line, then we want to breathe through it and let it expand, get bigger in circumference. Just, the laser's now getting bigger around it. I like a good 5 feet radius. Why not? It's limitless.
Hey.
So,
What?
so we'll just breathe through it, make sure we get nice and hot.
Robin's phone is right there. You keep the water away. Okay.
What?
Robin's phone is on the other side of that fire pit. Don't put the water near it.
And so when we feel it getting nice and hot, we feel a slight tingle or we feel kind of engaged with the energy. That's usually a good trigger. Sometimes you want to just hold that out and just engage in that, like once you feel, like there's always a switch. You'll notice the more you practice, there's always a switch. It's like, oh, something happens every time I get to a certain point. There's like a tingle or a something, like a warmth that grows. A lot of times when I hit a meditative point with my breathing and my motion, I'll start warming up instantly, or my hands will get really tingly. So I use that as an indicator as, okay, it's time to move on to the next one. But also I can sit in that flow as well. So, I know we can try to keep this to a slightly tighter manner, so we don't necessarily always just do it. Or we just sit in the chi for a while, not when you're in practice, you sit in this for an hour for fun. So when that's nice and established, set up our cauldron. Set the cauldron right on top of our fire. And we sit and boil our chi, our liquid chi in the cauldron so that it can melt all the ingredients together, all the treasures. So on a scale of practicalities and limitlessness, there is the idea of waiting long enough for water to actually boil. Like sometimes it'll take that long for you to feel like, okay, this is really moving. Like it might take 5 or 10 minutes just because that's how long it takes for water to boil sometimes. Sometimes with the limitless nature of things, you can get it in a couple of breaths if you can tap into it. If you can disassociate all of those limitations that society puts you in, you can engage into that like instant chi flow. So
Like when the sun comes from behind a cloud and you're getting the energy from it, it could just naturally
oh yeah, charge it.
feel it in the top of my legs, I tell you what.
Well, that's where you gotta build. Because the thing is, we put everything in our back. But really, we gotta put it right here.
I do, but I don't spend enough time doing it.
So that's why you're doing this on Saturday.
Yeah. If I can get Michelle to do it, because we have guys, we can do it.
So once we get our chi water boiling, we exhale. guppies on our net. So again, what we're trying to grab here is Shen. It is the mind, spirit, energy that is of the heavens. So we think of everything that we can see: clouds, sunlight, blue sky, stars, the glowing moon. So we put that into our intentions when we inhale, and we cast out our giant net into the sky. And we pull it down, exhale into the cauldron, and again, inhale, throwing up the net. Exhale into the cauldron. We'll do it one more time.
Mama, should I water your plants this?
Very good. So the next one is chi, of the horizon. So I mean, we can see everything that we think is beautiful on this entire earth, and we can just think of scraping up all those lovelies and bringing them in and putting them into our cauldron. We're just thinking of positive, good, wonderful energy, things that we establish with ourselves is like things that make us happy. So that's what we're doing. This is an elixir. What we need to heal ourselves is happiness. That creates the balance that perpetuates our well-being. So anything that creates happiness. Mish's hair that falls on the ground, scrape it up, braid it in your pot, you know, whatever. So we inhale and we scrape everything to the heart, then we hold it and exhale into the cauldron. 2 more times. Good. Now we've collected chi. So the last treasure is Jing, and it's of the earth. It's of the depths. It's potential chi. So I mean, like I said, I like to think of crabs, crabbing. Throw down the net, grabbing some crab traps. I love crab. But then there's also mining for gold, mining for whatever. Get buckets of water, whatever. Hydration. We love hydration. We need it. Why not pull up some water? So whatever makes you happy, of things that you stand on, the things that live in there, grab it. So starts from the kidneys. We inhale, throw the wave into the ground, hold to the heels, exhale up to the kidneys, inhale, crash into the ground, hold to the heels, exhale to the kidneys, pulling up all that molten lava, whatever. One more time. Inhale, exhale into the cauldron, and now we let it simmer. So what we're doing is we just collected all of our ingredients for this elixir that we have in our cauldron, and we're just letting that liquid chi that we heated up melt all the ingredients together, kind of suck all the nutrients out of all of them, maybe melt them together. I don't know. I make soups, I get left with a bunch of vegetable corpses. I took all the nutrients out of it. Or you have like a cauldron full of gold that just melted together, you know, metals making an alloy. So whatever makes you happy. We're simmering, we're letting them fuse right now. Because basically separated these things are pretty cool. All these 3 treasures individually, they're nice, but together they're amazing. They're Captain Planet. They're the powers combined. Saves the world. So after we let it cook like 10 years of
That's because
experience.
he's loose and you're stiff.
I've been doing this for a while. So what we're doing is we're basically sucking vacuuming all of the energy that we just made, and because I mean basically our cauldron sits in our sea of chi. Basically is what the abdominal area is called, the sea of chi. So we can actually suck in all of that, and we don't want it to stay here. We're trying to harness it and spread it. So we're sucking it all into our fingertips, and you can feel it. You can feel it growing on your fingers and globbing up and getting all full. And I don't know, my fingers start separating, and it's like, whoa, what happened? Wow. And it's like, how did that happen?
Is that what it's supposed to
Because
do?
I mean, I could keep my fingers up here, but it's just so
Natural. Just
Yeah.
let 'em go.
So basically, when you're full, your hands are full, you spread them on your hands because you're gonna need them. These are your butter knives right now. You're basically just gonna butter yourself with this elixir. So first we start with our sinus. We just lightly jostle over the top of the bridge of our nose while we inhale and exhale, sometimes vigorously. Then my favorite part, take our thumbs at the base of the temples, and we take these joints here, and we just kind of sweep the bottom lids out. Just kind of lightly. We're just moving the chi, we're not scraping our skin off. And then the upper temples, we'll take the end joints, we'll take them and just kind of flick. It's a lot like putting cucumbers on your eyes, that refreshing, like, wow, it's just got my eyes back. It was really heavy earlier, and now they're really light. So, now that we took care of the really important parts of our head, we'll get the rest of the head. So we'll, I usually just cover my face with an inhale and then exhale it off. So, and then you just get all the stuff. There's so much stagnation. Stagnation of energy is what causes disease in the body. It creates tumors. Stagnation of energy is like just dead pools of not flow, unflow. So, it's good to dust off where the sun don't shine and this and that. Lots of crevices in the body. You don't want them to be hanging out there. I usually get the bottom of my feet really good because there's nerve endings, and we could have just swept it all and just left them on the bottom of our feet. We don't want to pick them back up. Holy crap! And then you kind of just rest back in. Every good practice needs a good close. So, in our grateful presence, we just kind of sit back into our normal breathing position and kind of just nod to the heavens. And thanks for having these wonderful treasures just so abundantly, so we can do this whenever the heck we want. Feeling crappy? Elixir. Little elixir. And usually, as I finish, I try to share, because I don't know, I assume that I collect a decent amount. I feel like I have more than I need. So, I mean, I don't want to be like gluttonous about this, because, well, we can put it back into the ground and create more jing, which is potential chi. So, just kind of, when I'm washed off, I just kind of shake off the extras, stomp it back into the earth. And all the dust that we forgot to dust off is now there, and now we don't have excess. We're not so luxurious. We're just being. We're just being right now. And that's the golden elixir.
Sweet.